Hi, we're live.
Hi. We're back on the phone today. We had some technical difficulties like 3 minutes before we went live. Jeremy's having a rough go, so let's all just send him some good thoughts.
We
some
need
hugs and kisses.
We need a social network coordinator or somebody who's like a techie geek. I used to be really good at this stuff.
A techie geek.
I'm
really
sure
they
did.
appreciate
I used to be really good at this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm old and unaware of everything that's taking place. So sorry, everybody. I'm sure it makes no difference whatsoever to you guys, but it really does for us because, as with being old, I have to squint to read what everybody's doing. So.
Jump into the camera here to see what we're doing. So, as usual, if you jump on our Witches Social, Charmaine's already ahead, so is Alana.
Hi.
Love it, guys. That's awesome. Just give us a quick little hello. Give us a shout, say hello, let us know what you're up to today. When you pop on and say hi, we can actually see you then. You show up in our feed. If you don't say hi to us, we don't have any clue that you're out there. So yeah, jump on and say hi. So we're in today, day 5 for our Witches Social. Just to recap for anyone who's new, Witches Social is something where we're just gathering, we're picking topics. We encourage you to join in, to leave comments, to call if you want to call in. No one's called yet, but that's okay. 226-931-1419 is the phone number. We are actually working out of our house today for the Witches Social.
It's our day off.
It's our day off today.
Yeah, normally we just put our feet up and relax, and we are still doing
that.
My
feet are up.
Oh, your feet
and
are
I got
up.
my blanket.
Yep,
I'm all set.
But we still wanted to continue this. We wanted to keep it going, and it's just as important for us as it is for you guys as well. So we don't mind, even though it is technically our day off. That's driving
there
me
we
nuts.
go.
Sorry.
Yeah, we just turned the TV off too.
Yeah, so it is our day off, but we are still joining you guys here because this is part of the energy that we're trying to keep moving. Your energy, our energy. We're trying to keep that positivity. And that's really what the last 3 workshops have really been about, is personal energy, taking charge of it, controlling it, understanding what your personal energy is, how you can influence yourself, your environment, your surroundings. And because it's our day off, we're not putting a whole lot of work or intention into today's meeting. We're actually going to walk you through a nice simple spell that you can do in your place, in your environment, to help eliminate some of the stagnation.
Yeah, I think we want to have some fun with it. And we actually had some good feedback on the spell we gave you guys yesterday. So it was a little bit of a reversal candle spell. Not something we have in the shop. We just hey, let's do this. And we're going to call it the reversal candle spell. And it's actually working out quite well for some people. They've sent us pictures. They've talked about it. They're excited to try it again and do it again. So that was our little candle reversal spell. If you missed it yesterday, just jump on the feed from yesterday's video. I posted simple directions there and what it's used for.
Again, with all magic, it's really about making it your own. Don't just do it as we say verbatim. Personalize it. Make your own intention work for you in this. So hi to Amy and Missy's enjoying this.
We missed a few in there because it came on so fast.
Rebecca. Yeah,
Pat's on here. Rebecca's on here, and she's saying hi to Charmaine. That's awesome that you guys can connect. You're so far away. Kim
slept through yesterday's.
I had a nap yesterday and missed it. No, that's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Did you have a nap at work, Kim?
Yeah.
No, yesterday was Sunday.
Oh, right, because we work on Sundays, and Monday is our Sunday.
Yes, today's our weekend. So there you go. Before we get into the actual spell, though, I did want to reiterate a couple of books that we had talked about. Right. Firstly was the 4 Agreements. Is this going to be backwards? It is. Sorry, you'll have to mirror it unless it does show up properly on your phone, but I don't think it does. The camera reverses things for live videos. But the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, we've talked about this. Ruiz. We've talked about this at the shop. We've referenced this book in the workshops. And the heads up to the MEC Year 2 members, this will be a mandatory reading. We're going to work through all the 4 agreements in great detail. In depth. So if you want to get a jump start on the next program, we will be going over this as well as a couple of other books. There were some questions in regards to good books on energy, and some of the ones... Oh, can't hear you. No speakers. Somebody's joining.
Oh, no. Okay.
Chrissy Gilbert. Is it no speakers? I'm sure it's just you. Because
can everyone else hear us?
I think
Kim,
it's just
Pat, Rebecca, Charmaine.
I think so, because they were referencing things that we had said. So we'll check it out. Hi. Okay, so we're just going to keep going and assuming everybody else can hear us. A couple of books that Melinda did publish that we were doing. Yep, we got some hellos going on, so we're good. This one's one that I really liked, Wheels of Life. Judith Enoda. That's a great book. Not specifically in regards to energy, but the biology of belief was one that I really liked. Bruce Lipton. Belief is energy, energy is belief, and vice versa. I draw inspiration from everything I read, and that creates energy for me personally.
So I did post these on yesterday's feed. Pat has already gotten back to us, and she enjoyed this.
The biology of belief?
The author.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce Lipton.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was that specific book, but the author for that book. So.
And there was one more, but it's at the shop, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Wheels of Life. Shoot.
It's the energy path one.
Yeah, the path of energy.
Path of energy. I posted that one too for you guys to see. It's at the shop, and believe me, this is the second time Jeremy's read it, so it's clearly a good book. So since we've been chatting about energy for the last 4 sessions, 4 Witches Socials, we just thought here's some good inspiration, some good motivation to get reading some books on energy.
Yep. Nancy did ask, should we buy that book for the class? If you can get a hold of it, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did find the distributor for it, and we're hoping to be able to buy it in bulk at possibly a discounted rate for our MEC.
While you're waiting, if you come across, check secondhand stores, secondhand bookstores, Value Villages, thrift stores.
A little hard to do right now.
Oh, right, because we're in lockdown. But when we start reading it, check those places.
Honestly, everywhere we go, we look for it. If we can find it discounted or used or whatever, if we can buy it, we always buy it in for the shop, and then we wind up lending them out. I think we've got between 8 to 10 copies that are lender copies that are out and about, and we always keep our eyes peeled for it.
Yeah.
So, a side note, if somebody has borrowed the 4 agreements from us, we would love to have it back so that we can continue lending it out and sharing. It's not always about making money off of things for us. We do like to share things out, hence the lending of our books and things as well. So if you do have a copy and you're done reading it, we'd love to have it back so that we can continue to share it. Nancy, if you do happen to come across it, by all means buy it.
Yeah.
But we will continue to look for it. It's not through a regular distributor that we have access to where most of our books come from. So we will be getting some in.
Okay. Yeah. So normally we've been taking an hour for these Witches Socials. And again, we encourage you to jump in, ask questions, especially today, because we are going to go through step-by-step spell work. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them. Nothing is stupid. Nothing is wrong. We all do things different ways. So we might have some ideas, but other people on here might have ideas as well, ways that they do spell work.
And we will, again, stay on afterwards for a few minutes after we're kind of done talking. If anybody does have questions or wants to call in, we'll give a few moments for that to take place after. So that's a great time to be able to do that, to ask any questions or to write in about what you plan to do with it. And afterwards, too, if you do wind up doing this ritual, send us a little comment on how it worked for you. Maybe a little picture of where it's taking place in your house, etc. Okay?
Yeah, I would love that.
Cool.
So the basis of today's spell is, again, on energy work, but we're coming at it from a home cleansing aspect. So for a few reasons, we're in lockdown and everyone's house needs a cleanse. Everyone's energy needs a cleanse. So today's spell will be for cleansing your home. Yeah, I see the little smile. So Graham is on.
Graham.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, any
Nope, that's good. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. I mean, it's not as simple as the candle one that I suggested yesterday. It's taking it up to the next level. But the nice thing is it's very non-specific. It doesn't matter what your faith is, what your exercise is, what your practice is. You can do this. Again, it's all about the intention. It's all about creating the energy around what you're trying to do here.
We say spell, but it's like a little ritual for cleansing your home. This can just be spirituality. It's not witchcraft per se. And you'll see once we start getting into the spell, it's very, very simple, non-specific, as Jeremy said before.
What we're doing, we're providing you with the tools and the ingredients and the suggestion on how to create this little spell.
Yep.
You get to flavor it with your own personal styles. Don't just take our words, our ideas, our concepts from this. You can embellish it and make it your own. That's where the truth and the purity within magic happens.
And let us know how you're feeling too in your home, how your energy is, because we have been talking about that. So I want to see how everyone's doing. I want to see if they're utilizing some of the information that we're giving them. So yeah, communicate. That's what we want, people. Communicate. So okay. So yeah, let's get into this.
Okay, very simple. We will post all this stuff at the end, but you're going to need a few key ingredients. And I think before we get too far into the actual spell or ritual for our MEC members who are used to the idea of casting a circle, this is not one of those type of things. Don't get all excited, set up your altar and cast a circle, because you're going to be walking to and fro around your house.
So no sacred space is warranted here, no circle casting.
We're not
you
calling
don't have
on
to,
deities.
No deities, no gods, goddesses.
Calling the quarters.
No, you don't have to do this in front of your altar. This is actually finding the hub within your home. So the main room where people
congregate, hang out,
yep.
Where the greatest amount of energy takes place, whether that's in a living room or in the kitchen eatery area. I know that the kitchen dining room a lot of times is the hub of energy around a house. So don't be afraid to do it there. Wherever it is. Just find that spot and get your tools together and start from there. And that becomes the hub where you move out to all the different areas of your house.
So for us, it's our living room. And that's where we're actually doing this video is from our living room. So for us, when we do this tonight, it will be from our living room. And I don't know, I might even get the kids to jump in on this and be a part of this.
You just don't want to run around the house.
Well, I want to give them something.
Too many stairs.
Something creative.
No, we want to include them as well.
Okay, so list of ingredients. What do you need?
Items. Incense of some sort, whether it's a stick of incense. Cedar is really good. It's very appropriate for this. So if you have cedar incense, or if there's cedar in your property or around your place that you can use to burn, to smoke, to smolder, that is fantastic. Again, it really doesn't matter what you're using. It's going to be the purpose of why you're using it more so than how or what it is that you're using.
And our purpose is for cleansing energy, protecting energy. So if you have available at home some sage, some Palo Santo, cedar, incense, anything fresh, you can use that. Okay, so that's incense. That's covered. The next thing you're going to need is something with 2 cups of water in it, like a bowl or a glass or something that you can get your hands and fingers into. So something with a wide open container of some sort. Pull it out of your cupboard. It doesn't have to be fancy.
No, it can be a margarine container or Tupperware that's left over. If you have something fantastic and elegant that you like to use for ritual work, by all means, go ahead and use that. It does need to be significant enough to hold 2 cups of water and a teaspoon of salt mixed into that. We want to blend the salt and the water together. The purpose is it's a combination of water and earth element combined into that.
So salt is also a protection and purification aspect too. So you can use regular table salt, pickling salt. You can get fancy with Himalayan salt is fine. Whatever. Yeah, this is our mixture. If you're MEC members, you guys have this mixture. So this is actually for cleansing, protection, all elements that we created. Jeremy and I created. Just curious.
Loving the simple items. And Tom would like to know if we could give a talk on how to enhance clarity and gain protection from negativity. astrological components to world affairs, waking ourselves up, etc. We touch a little bit on that, and we will definitely take that into consideration in the future as to things that we can discuss and talk about. Thank you.
We have started a list of topics, and some of that is on that list. So that's awesome. Thank you for suggesting. And hopefully we can get to one of those this week, because we do this every day, 2 o'clock.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we got a few topics ahead of us. Next, we have the 2 cups of water mixed with the salt, a slice of bread, any kind of bread, whether it's Wonder Bread, loaf of bread, whatever it is that gives your family sustenance, nourishment, etc. Argument whether our bread is really sustainably healthy nourishment or not. We're going to leave that aside. Bagel, I don't care what it is that you have, but it should be something that has an absorbent quality. Saltine, crackers.
Right, but I think the bread also represents it's the family unit, right? It's what the family would pick from, would choose from.
I don't think there's a culture out there that doesn't serve bread with a meal, or some component of that is very much a staple in dining experiences. Man, you go to a restaurant, a lot of times breadsticks are brought to the table, or bread with oil to dip in.
Eastside Mario.
Yeah. The garlic breads or the loaves that are served as an appetizer before the meal, a palate cleanser and starter. There's some symbolic purpose to this, as well as the fact that it is a sustainable, nourishing component as well to this spell.
So, bread out of your cupboard, people. Nancy, if John's making a loaf of bread, you're set.
Yep.
So just take 1 slice of bread out of your cupboard.
Yep. White candle, any candle will work, honestly, but a white candle is great for the purity value. Tallows or off-white colors are great as well. The reason we go with white is really to eliminate any cross or purposeful correspondences. So if you're using red candles for love or passion and things like that, it'll work just fine if that's all you have. But if you've got a white, that's open and pure for whatever you're working on.
And something that's going to burn for a lengthy amount of time.
Yep.
So yesterday we asked you to use like birthday candles or chime candles, something small like with a 20-minute burn. This will take half an hour to 40 minutes to do this. So use a candle that's going to burn for that amount of time. Okay?
It needs to be somewhat sustainable. Yep. We do recommend, whenever we talk about candle magic, that you keep candles for specific purposes, specific intentions. Ideally, you would be working with a brand new candle, and if you do want to do this routinely, you would use the same candle. If it's a big one, like a pillar candle, you would only use it for this. Don't use it for cleansing and purifying, and then use it for a different magical purpose on another time. You're just sort of muddling the intention and the energy of what that candle is for. So I would encourage a new candle, or at least a candle that's just been generically used for no specific endeavors or purpose.
So the other thing with that too is if you do choose a 7-day candle, once you do this ritual, this little ceremony of cleansing and protecting, you can put that candle on your kitchen table and light it every single day, right? If you use a larger candle, you're bringing that essence and that energy back into your home. You're reigniting that flame every single day, that energy, the intent that you've put out just by lighting that candle.
That's the same thing we're doing with the healing candle at the shop.
Yeah.
It keeps that energy going in the background, in our foreground, everywhere. It's just right there in front of us. So
keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're choosing your candle.
Yeah. Okay, and the last thing you need is some sort of a bell, chime, gong, something that's going to make a little bit of a clash or a unique sound.
Tingsha's.
Anything. Or singing bowls, anything like that would work. Worst case scenario, download an app that has like a little chime or something on it for your phone and just ding. It's something
every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
There you go.
I had to. Sorry. It's my favorite movie quote, people.
That's right. Okay, so just to recap, incense. 2 cups of water with some salt dissolved into it, herbs if you wish, a slice of bread or some sort of bread-like substance, white candle, and a bell. That's it. That's all you need for this.
Very simple tools. You have them in your house right now. You shouldn't have to go anywhere to get them.
Nope. No, and if you don't, you can get creative. You can get creative. Come up with an alternative for something that you might be forfeit. The magic will still work.
Okay.
So the first step you need to do, work from the hub. We talked about that. The place where the energy is the strongest, the family dynamic, where all that social energy is floating around consistently through your house. The first thing you're going to do is arrange all the items around you. Light your candle and your incense. That is the beginning point of your ritual, of your spell. If you want to send your little chime, your little bell to begin that, in some cases that's a good practice. By all means, you can do that then, but it will be used for a purpose a little bit later on.
So keep in mind too, I know we keep referring to MECs. It's because I have quite a few on here with us right now. So when we said you do not have to call the quarters, cast your circle, essentially you're creating your circle by circling yourself with these tools.
And your house, in a sense, becomes your circle, but you do want it to be big enough that you can maneuver around without stepping outside of your circle.
Yes.
So once you've got your candle lit and your incense lit and you're prepared to do this, you're going to want to take a few deep breaths, a little relaxing process of deep breath in, deep breath out, letting everything go slowly, softly. If you do any type of meditation, a lot of people recognize that this is the beginning of meditation work as well. But then the first thing you do is you pick up your mixture of salt and water, and you say, with the salt of this earth and water, I purify this space of all but pure and peaceful energy. With this salt of earth and water, I purify this place of all but pure and peaceful energy. And we'll post all of the instructions afterwards. So if you didn't get this all written down, that's fine. You can come up with your own saying that you would like to say. If that doesn't work for you, it doesn't kind of roll off the tongue the way you would communicate it. If you want something different, something poetic, something elegant, something official, by all means, make it your own. But what you're looking for is purifying the place. And then you're going to go from room to room with your glass of water and sprinkle it around that space. Don't drench it. It's not like you have to go to bed in a soggy bed because you sprinkled so much water.
It's the symbolism behind it.
It's the symbolism. Just mist it into the air, sprinkle it around, just little droplets here and there, and then feel the energy just sort of transforming. There's actually a tool it's called aspergillus. It's a tool for sprinkling holy water. You can use like a little paintbrush, or if you have one of these aspergilluses, it's you dip it into it's like a little censer pot. You dip it into the water and then you flick it around, and it just kind of sprinkles the water all over the place.
Paintbrush is a great idea,
Paintbrush
actually.
Works. Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, that's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, I tend to go all kinds of creative places. I like the tools, I like the ideas behind it, but really it comes down to the simplicity. The finger works just fine. Just flick it. I do this all the time when I'm washing the dishes and the kids walk in. It's like, whoops.
They also get the glasses and try to make them sing.
Oh, that gets old really fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
next.
So room to room to room, every room in your space, your environment. And we'll talk about why this is important later, but you do want to take the water and salt mixture from room to room to room and repeat what your intention is, what your purpose is with every step of the way, with every room that you go into. Do this little chant, this little mantra about making sure that you're bringing in positive energy to create pure and peaceful space environment.
I really like this little ceremony ritual for cleansing because it is interactive. Most of the spells we do, you're at your altar or in your sacred space. So I love that we're moving throughout the house and we're moving the energy with us. That's why I wanted to do this one today.
Yes,
get you up, get you motivated, get you moving, spreading that energy.
Yep. Are we doing the closets as well? Why not? That is a place where you energetically place your clothes.
Think about smudging your home, right? A lot of you out there smudge your homes with sage, and we're getting into the corners, the tops and the bottoms. We're doing the whole entire room. So think along that line when you're going from room to room. It's no different than smudging. You're just using other materials.
Yep. It's about making your space sacred. Even the cellar. If you don't want to go into the cellar, don't go into the cellar. But why not, right? I look at it this way. When we clean the house in stages. There's our daily tidy ups. There's our weekly routine. There's our deep cleanse that happens every month or should be happening every month. And then once a year, there's an overall checklist that we kind of go over. If you're doing this for the first time, look at it as about an intensive energetic sweeping and cleansing of your area. And then if you're going to be doing it routinely, then you don't need to go into the closet every single day.
And it's where people reside. It's where energy is and where energy can get stale. Like for us, I mean, you say cellar. For us, we have a basement. We call it the dungeon. But our kids hang out in that dungeon playing video games nonstop. So it is definitely a well-used area that could use cleansing of energy. So think about places where the energy is residing from people. The rooms that you're connected to, that you're going into. If you don't want to go into a dank and dusty cellar, how often do you really go in there? That's what I would be asking.
Yep. I'm all for a good sweep, though, because if you haven't been in there for a while, maybe it is time to go in there and cleanse some of that negativity away. But Nancy's like, no.
Nancy's not going in the cellar.
Okay. So once you've done your comfortable spaces, let's just call them that, with your water and salt mixture, the next step would be your candle. Now come back to the space where everything is starting from, your hub, and then grab the candle. In the hub, begin with the candle and say, with this light, I bring truth and wisdom to this place. We're looking for truth and wisdom. So we've created a sacred place. We've created a positive, pure, and peaceful energy around our area. Now we're bringing in truth and wisdom with our candle. And then take that candle, go step by step through all the places that you have in your house, your space, and bring that truth and wisdom through the candle. Look at it this way. The candle sheds light on situations, enlightens us as to what's going on. That can be your mental reminder as to why this is what we're doing in this stage. So go from room to room to room and bring light and wisdom to the place.
Keep safe burning in the front of your mind as well.
Yep.
So you don't want a little chime candle that's going to drip consistently and burn you. You want something larger. You want something that is tangible. You can put it in a dish and you can walk around your home with it.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay. Next step. Returning back to the hub where everything is, place the candle safely where everything else is around you. You pick up the bell. The bell is the next tool that we're going to use. And in the space of the hub, we're going to say, with this bell, I call forth love and joy. Within this place are all things bright and happy, and chime the bell. And then carry on throughout all the rest of the rooms in the house. Continue with that energy. So we talked about the water purifying. We talked about the light, bringing light and truth and wisdom. And now we are invoking energy around positivity, joy, and love into those environments. So it's like combinations of steps, all bringing about what we want throughout our house. Anything on that? Whether it's a bell, a chime, even if you just want to hum, sing something, something of that nature, we want to resonate a vibrational quality in that space to enhance love and joy and bright and happy energy.
And I want you guys to see the significance of bringing everything back to your hub, right? You've now come back to your hub and you're completing that circle of energy again. You're taking something out of it and then you're replacing it. You're bringing it all back to the key moment, the key hub of your home. So don't let that go unnoticed. The circle is actually an important part of this.
Important aspect. Kim says, "Why do I see that you're going? Why do I see that you're going to make me throw bread in every room?" Wow, you know us so well.
Yes.
You don't have to throw it though. No. That is actually the next step. So once you've returned back with the bell and you've chimed everything, the next step will be the loaf of bread, the piece of bread, the slice of bread, or whatever you're using, and go into each room, starting with the hub, and say, in this home there is abundance and prosperity, and leave a piece of bread someplace predominant within that home, within that room, within that space, wherever, and then move about systematically through every room, repeating the same thing: a piece of bread, a piece of bread, a piece of bread. It seems weird. It seems why bread? And this is quite fascinating. Bread, as we mentioned, is very absorbent. it has that quality to suck in everything else. It dries out while it does this, but it also absorbs a lot of things in there, negativity from spaces. And it's funny because in this part of the ritual, we're drawing in abundance and prosperity. You look at it in two ways. The bread is not only the absorbent quality of the bread, but also what sustains us, what feeds us, what gives us connection and joy around the dinner table.
It's the abundance aspect of this ritual.
It's a multi-purpose aspect in this way. But what I really like about it is we're going to leave these little pieces of bread throughout the house overnight, and then discard them the next day. One of my favorite realizations, I think in the last year or so, was the recognition that the universe does not like a vacuum. When you banish something, something needs to fill its place. If you throw something out, something else needs to come in. There is no void, there is no vacuums, maybe with the argument of black holes, etc., but that's a little bit beyond my comprehension. What I do notice, though, is that when we take something out, something else always takes that place. So what we're doing with the bread is we're absorbing out the negativity to allow all the things that we're trying to draw into our space, to our environment, such as the bright, happy, joy, and love experience, the wisdom and truth, and then the positivity, the protection from the water and salt mixture. So it is important that the bread is left all around the house overnight, and then in the morning you can collect it up, throw it outside for the birds and the animals to enjoy.
So it's also important that you bring a piece of the bread back with you to your circle. Don't forget that. So don't use it completely throughout the home. Make sure you save a little piece to bring back to you into the circle. For any of you OCD people out there, you want to put a napkin in each room so you can put your bread on the napkin. By all means, go and do that. Little plate or something.
Yep.
By all means. Okay. It's not going to hurt your intentions.
Yep. Kim, you can place it under Mark's pillow for a midnight snack for him if you want, but yeah, however you like it. So high up enough that the cat doesn't find it. Good point.
Yeah. If you have little critters in the home, make sure it's out of their reach for sure.
Yep. Okay, so after you're finished with the bread, there's one left to do, and it's the incense. Starting with the room that you're in, the hub. This will provide harmony in my home. All words and deeds in this place are sweet and harmonious. Something to that nature. It's about communication. It's about the harmony within the home. We've created the sacred place. We've created the protection with peace and purity. We've provided truth and wisdom. We're bringing that in. We're bringing in love and joy, bright and happiness. We're bringing in abundance and prosperity, and with the incense now, we are bringing in all things sweet and harmonious in our words, our deeds, our actions, etc. Walk around the home, sequentially going through all the same places, no different than how you would smudge your house or your environment.
Yep.
Now with the smoke, the smudge, etc.
Keep in mind with your incense, it really depends on how long you're going to do this spell for. You might need a couple sticks of incense, so have those tools ready. Don't just do one stick. As well, you're going to be carrying it through your home, so make sure it's in a bowl with some sand so that the ashes can spill over into the bowl and not all around your house.
Yeah. Easy peasy. That's really it. At the end, when you're all finished with the incense, you've finished all the steps, just take a few moments back in your hub with all your tools around you. Again, center yourself, those 3 deep breaths, and just feel the energy of the intention of what you're trying to do permeate around. And it's no different than taking that nice scan of your environment after you've done a nice house cleansing or reset. Appreciate what you've done. Take pride in your actions and your accomplishments, and recognize that the intention you've set is working and doing a fantastic job for you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
simple.
That's simple. The spell. It's very simple.
Yep.
That's the little ritual you can do. If you guys have any questions, ask by all means. We're kind of keeping things fresh here for the COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
Right? We want to keep your home fresh and energy moving.
Yeah. And like I say, it's not complicated. Embellish it, make it your own. Go from there. There were a couple thoughts. How often? As often as you feel it's important to do. If you want this to become a daily ritual, by all means. If you want to do it just once in a while, that's fine too. We're encouraging you to do this today because it really is all about getting up and out of your
lethargic
natures. Yes. It's really about bringing in that positivity.
And I think someone asked a couple days ago about how to stay motivated. They're feeling very lethargic within their home on one of our other videos. So that's where this is coming from as well. Mm-hmm. We want people to be able to get out and do things without having to go out and do them.
And you know what? We are going to get our kids to do this tonight because it does help them to remember why we do what we do. It's no different than consciously walking from space to space and saying, oh, you know what? That's been sitting on the floor for a couple days. I really need to take care of it. It's a good opportunity for them to also push that energy out into their spaces as well, to be a part of a family event, to be part of a magical experience. But then it's a recognition of what needs to be important, priorities in their life and our hearts, our lives as well.
So yeah, Charmaine, she was the one who asked about this in the first place. So yeah, that's awesome. And Amy's on here, and everyday magic. It's exactly it. It's everyday, simple magic for you to do. Simple little spell. We just had a lot of really positive feedback about the reversal candle spell. So we thought on our day off, we're going to take it a little easy and we'll let you guys do some work tonight.
Yep. Yeah. If there's any thoughts or questions, by all means, you can call in. You do have your phone there. Yeah,
I do.
was going to say. So if you wanted to call us, you can give us a shout, 226
931
1419. I got the first part and the last part. I can never remember the middle part. You can give us a shout or send a little message through here. While I'm letting everybody get a chance to type stuff out, there was an observation here as well about mirrors and things like that. It is common in a lot of practices to cover mirrors to help protect between realms.
Mirrors are gateways. Mm-hmm. Gateways for energy.
Yep.
Whether that be negative or positive, it's still a gateway. So you want to protect your space from those energies.
Yeah. So it's not unheard of to put a practice of covering your mirrors either just with something across it, maybe a little moon water or
the salt water that you're
vinegar.
doing.
The salt water would be a great way to do it. So if you go into a room with a mirror in it, sprinkle a little bit on the glass and then wash the glass off afterwards. One of my practices is just a little pentagram with 4th use vinegar or salt water in a mirror glass of some sort. Any type of reflective surface or a cloth over top of it works effectively as well, just to help revisit the idea of what you're trying to do to bring in that positive energy. That was on your list of things to consider as well.
Yes.
If you don't specifically subscribe to that, don't go out of your way in that way. It's going to work either way. Okay, anything else?
No. That was it for today.
Short and sweet. Simple.
If you guys want to talk about anything else, let us know.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll just give a couple more minutes in case anybody's typing anything up. Don't see anything so far.
Our kids are very quiet right now.
Yeah, they're all all in their rooms watching TikTok videos or who knows what. Some are working hard on their schoolwork. It's a PA day today for the little ones. The older ones have school. There's a little bit of grumbling going on, mostly because I'm thinking PA days. They've had more PA days in a year than I have in my entire academic career. It's not what it used to be for sure.
No. So, okay.
All right.
We're good.
Well, I don't see any other comments popping up here, so that must have been straightforward and clear and concise for everybody. If somebody is typing something frantically and we do miss it by the end of this program, we will be monitoring and keeping track afterwards. We'll fill you in. We'll catch up on the comments and fill you in from there. We will post this little ritual, this little spell for you afterwards as well, so you'll be able to take it and go. Okay.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m. for another Witches Social.
Yep, we'll be back at the shop tomorrow, so we'll see you from there.
Have a great day. Blessings.